Hey, as the title suggests, Mother Brain could have orchestrated everything since the very beginning, before she was even created, which may possibly create a time paradox. But hear me out just for a second, because most of the things will make sense after you finish watching this, or I could be reaching very far for content as always. But before I get started on this theory, you might want to watch the other video about Phantoon's origin. I'll link the video in the description below, so it'll be easier for you to get straight into it. While you watch the other video, I'll wait here until you're done. Alrighty, with that out of the way, let's get started. In the timeline of Metroid, in an unknown distant past, the Chozo were a nomadic race that traveled the galaxy, traveling in an ancient space vessel, but due to unforeseen circumstances, the vessel crash-landed onto planet Zebes, and from then on, the Chozo have inhabited the planet since then. After quite some time, the Chozo would build Mother Brain, a supercomputer that would aid the Chozo in storing their most powerful weapons, such as the Hyper Beam and the Power Bomb. She would also serve as an advisor whenever they require guidance. Mother Brain at this point in time would still serve as an ally to the Chozo. But then, everything changed when the Space Pirate Nation attacked. During the chaos, Mother Brain was revealed to be the new appointed Space Pirate leader, who was previously led by Ridley, who now serves under her, along with Craig. By Super Metroid, we see two more important figures appear, and that is Dragon and Phantoon. But Fantoon is not another Space Pirate leader. Phantoon, depending on the source you get the information, it's either Mother Brain's malevolent brainwave coming into manifestation, or he is the ghost of the ship that the Chozos once used that now crash-landed into Zebes. Phantoon made only 2 appearances so far, and the other appearance, he is the true final boss of Metroid Other M, a game that heavily centered around Melissa Bergman, a clone of Mother Brain. Though it was never confirmed why Phantoon would appear here, it is thought that he manifested as Melissa Bergman's lingering hatred within the bottle ship, as after all, Phantoon is an extension of Mother Brain. Phantoon is so gigantic that his whole body cannot appear in one dimension, as official source explained that he is an ancient multi-dimensional being that cannot exist in one plane. So how does all this link back to the theory where Mother Brain orchestrated everything? What if I told you Mother Brain sent Phantoon to travel back to the past to cause everything to happen? How is that possible? I mentioned in Other M, official source confirmed Phantoon is a multi-dimensional ancient existence. The key word is multi-dimensional and ancient. The universe is made of 10 dimensions. The first dimension is the length, which is determined by the x-axis. The second dimension is the height, which is determined by the y-axis. With the third dimension, depth is included, which is determined by the z-axis. This allows for 3D movement, as things now do not exist on a flat plane anymore. Now to the fourth dimension. What is the fourth dimension? The fourth dimension governs time. Relatively speaking, the you that first clicked into the video a few minutes earlier still exists in another dimension. The past is not the past, but rather a point of existence in the fourth dimension, and same for the future. As for Fantoon, he must at least exist in the fifth dimension, where the matter of probability exists. What this means is that each action we take, each RNG that happens in life, will branch out to a different timeline, or dimension if you will. Why Phantoon must at least exist in the fifth dimension or higher is simply because Phantoon's body cannot exist in one dimension. The human body exists in 3 dimensions, while the fourth dimension governs time, but it all exists within a timeline. The 2 hours you before is still the same 2 hours you before. The current you is still the current you. There are no different results. This may sound confusing, but I promise you it will be easier to understand as you watch, or you just have to read up the 5th dimension yourself. But going on. Simply, time is not a flowing continuum, but rather just a point of existence. So it doesn't matter if you travel to the past or the future, you cannot change everything, because everything has already been determined. But the 5th dimension opens the possibility of multiple conclusion of the current you at this very second. In this flow of time, you are still watching this video, but in a different flow of time, you have already clicked away at the start of the video. What this means is that different timelines exist. Phantoon had to exist within this dimension at least, because if he can only travel on the 4th dimension, he cannot change any outcome since everything is set in stone since the beginning. But on the 5th dimension, his action can change the outcome of future possibilities. Thank you for attending to my TED Talk regarding dimensions. Now we go back to talking about an alien octopus from a video game. So what this all means is that Phantoon, a physical manifestation of Mother Brain's thoughts, traveled back in time to now be this known primordial ancient existence, to the time when the Chozos were still a nomadic race. There, he hitched a ride on their ship and made a crash land on Zebes, while also becoming an urban legend for the Chozos that Fantoon is the ghost of the wrecked ship. From this point onwards, it set forward the course of action where the Chozo would begin to build Mother Brain, where the plot begins. This may explain why Ridley, a sadistic, egotistical space dragon, who was the leader of the space pirate, would all of a sudden forfeit his position as the leader of the space pirates to some giant brain stuck in a jar. It doesn't line up with his personality at all, unless Ridley was never the leader to begin with at any stage within the forces of the space pirates. What if all this time, Fantoon, acting as the proxy for Mother Brain, was the true leader, and he commanded Ridley to attack planet K2L in order to get rid of Samus, whom Mother Brain knew would get in her way one day. But it didn't go according to plan. Ridley failed his mission, Samus survived, and was taken in by the Chozos. This may possibly explain why Mother Brain was never fond of Samus since the day Samus was adopted. But why didn't Mother Brain just get rid of Samus on planet Zebes if she knew Samus would foil her plans one day? That is because Mother Brain of this timeline did not know her true purpose, as this whole plan was set in motion by future Mother Brain from an alternate dimension. Our Mother Brain was simply going with the motion set forth until Fantoon was reunited with her. This explains the English Super Metroid manual entry for Fantoon, where it is thought that Fantoon is a parasite, feeding off Mother Brain's thought wave. But they have mistaken. Fantoon was never a parasite, but in reality, he was reuniting with his master, albeit from a different dimension. But if Fantoon can travel into any point of time and possibilities, why don't Fantoon just do it again until he and Mother Brain wins? Perhaps they already won in majority of the timelines. Perhaps the game that we play is the only timeline where Samus won. This is the end of the theory. This theory is in place to link up how the three origins of Fantoon fit together as one coherent origin, but in doing so, it managed to turn into a beast of a theory. What do you think about it? It makes sense? Too convoluted? Let me know down at the comments below, and slap the like and subscribe button on the way. Thank you, and until next time, see you later.